I'm not... I'm having a lot of trouble with this game right now. It's... The highs and lows are just... They're tearing me apart. The highs are so high and the lows are so low. I don't know about this one, man. I'm going to give it another shot today. We're going to see if we can make some progress. It's like... Are the highs worth the lows? Is the joy of discovery and revelation worth the incredible frustration that I'm experiencing? I don't know. I can't get the game out of my head, though, so I guess we're going to keep playing it until I get so fed up that I just can't. I guess that's the idea. I don't know. Let's see if we can draft in the outer room today. Fountain's open and waiting. One of my commenters, Fire and Malazer, pointed out that he noticed the third lever, and I missed it, but it's in the Great Hall. So we now at least know where 3 of the levers are. Let's see, what do we want to do here? Root cellar, hovel, like, hovel's fine. It's a way to get rooms more easily without having to worry about gems. Shelter to avoid the negative effects of rooms is pretty good as well. I can't remember if there was something down in the basement of the shelter. This could be pretty good for things like the archives, maybe even the Cloister of Draxus. We haven't actually seen how that works when the shelter's on. I am curious about... All right, let's go shelter here. And then I don't need to go inside because it's unlikely to have an item and we've already opened the safe. Plus it takes... I have to wait an hour or 2 hours to open the safe, so we're not going to do that, even though it gets us a gem. All right, let's start drafting. We'll see what we get today. All right, so we'll open up with the storeroom here. All right. Any chance there's anything extra in here? I don't think so. We've already marked the chess piece. All right, let's go west. All right. Gems in the parlor, observatory for whatever today's benefit is, plus a star. Sure, let's go observatory. Let's see what today is. Should be a benefit, I think. All right, pair of chests in the entrance hall. Apples are extra delicious. Rooms with 4 doors are more common, like that. 3 steps and a key. Okay. That's a lot of stuff. Do I want to burn keys to open these chests? You know what? I think I do. Why not? Let's do it. Maybe we'll get more keys. Who knows? Yep, look at that. Paid off. Paid for itself. And another key and a gem. Okay, so that was great. Okay. All right, where are we going from here? Oh, I should have gone through the observatory. I forgot. All right, well, let's see what we get. Cloister of Draxus. Okay, here's an interesting question. Is this sheltered or not? This will be a run ender if it's not, but I would also get 12 dice. Let's see. Because I have no other... Yeah, there's no other way out if this doesn't work. We can get in here. Not that I need to, because I don't have the shovel. Let's see. Do we get 3 dead ends? Or is it sheltered? Yeah, it's not sheltered. Okay, so the run is over then. But at least I learned something. Wait. Shadow of Death rolls over you. Yeah. Okay, there's the planetarium. We can at least end the run in there. Okay, so... Yeah. So it works as advertised and the shelter does not protect us from it because it's not technically a red room, it's a green room, right? Okay. All right, let's end the run and try again. It's kind of a shame. But at least I learned something. Humble bungalow. Yeah, okay. So I learned that the shelter does not protect me from Draxus. That's good to know. All right, day 27. Oh, was this supposed to be day 26? Did I? Yeah, that was day 26. All right, day 27. Try again. There's allowance. Let's head to the outer grounds here. I think I'm going to avoid the tomb until I've dealt with the fountain, because to use the tomb, I need to adjust the water to lower the reservoir. So we'll avoid the tomb for the time being. Schoolhouse. Yeah, let's go schoolhouse. I'd like to see more classrooms. We've only seen 2 of the 8 possible classrooms. So we'll try and draft more. There's definitely some information hidden in there that we haven't seen. We've seen 1st and 2nd grade, but 3rd through 8th we haven't seen yet. So we'll see if we can draft more of those today. All right. Let's see. Library could get us the bookshop, and we can request a book here. Oh, I did request something. The Fixed Stars. Oh, this is in. Okay, so this was a waste of a draft. Twins the Slice. Yeah, we've seen all of this before. So drafting this was a waste. I thought this might be something different. I guess the fact that Clara took it out in January 9 of 61 might be relevant. But other than that, we didn't gain much from that. Let's see if we can draft the bookshop. Hey, look at that. First time seeing it. Very cool. Great Hall would be good too, and classroom, but I've never seen the bookshop. I think we have to. Great Hall would have a lever. This would open the antechamber. Classroom, obviously, I want to see more classrooms. But bookshop. Yeah, we've never seen this before. We have to go bookshop here. Okay. This cozy little bookstore is often tucked away in the more secluded corners of the estate, giving guests little opportunity to appreciate the curated selection of equally rare books it offers. Titles purchased in the bookshop will be automatically added to the library's book request form, which fittingly is the only room in which this rare floor plan can be drawn. Okay. Let's take a screenshot, and let's take a look around. So I can't get back behind the counter. Oh, there's a bishop here, a black bishop. Black bishop. Bookshop. Okay. Any chance there's anything free here? Free books to read. Doesn't seem like it. I'm not seeing the mouse over affected by anything. These books don't do anything. We do have this. Reddington Herald. A New Clue. Sold out in hours. What is this name? Marion Marigold. Is this a book? This is a book that our mother wrote. Interesting. It should come as no surprise that the latest book from local author Marion Marigold is breaking literary records and making headlines even in absentia. The release of her new book, A New Clue, comes only 14 months after the distressful report of the author's mysterious and unexplained disappearance. Her current publisher has issued a statement debunking the conspiracy theories surrounding the book's recent announcement, stating, "The writing of the book was completed and well into the editing stages many months before the disappearance." In addition, the publisher has revealed that all of the proceeds from the first edition sales of A New Clue will be going to Lasting Hope, a nonprofit organization that aims to provide resources and intel in the investigations of missing persons. Still, the timing and conveniently mysterious title of Marigold's third book has left many cynics denouncing the book and her appearance as a cheap publicity stunt. Detective Bon Margol, who many theorize may have been the inspiration for A New Clue, was quoted only saying that the book was unintentionally accurate. Regardless of their opinions, fans, pundits, and cynics alike were standing together, elbow to elbow in bookshop queues this morning, eager to get their hands on what may very likely be the last words ever published by the missing author. Okay, that's kind of interesting. We've got our sketches here. We don't need to see those. Looks like the only other thing to do is actually buy books. Let's see what we can do here. Wow! 50 coins for A New Clue. So right now, we could try to save and come back. Drafting Strategy Volumes 4 and 5 we could probably buy right now. Realm and Rune, The Curse of Blackbridge, A New Clue, History of Arindia, first edition. Given how rare it is to get the bookshop, I think I might save up and try and come back later to get something harder to come by. All right, let's go this way. What do we have here? So, pantry, a dog leg right into a dead end is fine. Parlor would do as well. We'll hold off on the den since it has double exits. We'll save that for later. So do I want gems or coins? Given the bookstore, I think I'll go coins here. Plus we should pick up, yep, the banana. That's, what, 3 steps? Yeah, okay. And then we can freely draft a dead end here. Bedroom and nook don't do much. Laboratory we can't power and costs are 1 gem. I guess of the 2 of these, since we won't really be backtracking, I'll grab the nook to get a key. Yeah, all right. That'll give us a key to work with. And then we'll take a quick gander around. Like, the odd spare coin on the floor does occasionally appear in these rooms. I think I've missed that a number of times. The metal detector clued me in that it's a possibility. I don't see anything else in this room. Let's see, what else we got? Anything? No? Okay. There could be a coin on the ground in the bookstore here, maybe? Alright, we're at 17 coins. What do I want? Probably one of these 2 books. 50 would be amazing. Okay, so back into the library and the entrance hall and start drafting again. I suppose it's possible there's a spare coin on the ground here. I don't think we've ever seen that, but it could happen. All right. What do we want here? Parlor for gems. We don't want to spend any money. I don't want to use the corridor now. Let's go parlor for gems. All right, there's the wind-up key. All right. The coin purse is nice. That's going to help us get more money. We might get to 50 in this run and buy one of those books. Who knows? It could happen. What else have we got? All right, the puzzle. The gems are not in this box. If that's true, the gems must be in one of these boxes. If that's true and this is true, then the gems have to be in the black box. But then this would be true, which would mean all 3 would be true. So that can't be the case. So if this is true, this can't be false. So this has to be false, which means the gems are in the blue box. Ooh, how did I get that wrong? Wait. The gems are not in this box. If that's true, then this has to be false. I guess this one could be true or false. All right, I must have... that's the first one of those I've messed up. So, shame on me, I guess. I gave up two gems there by being hasty. What do we want to do here? This is not adjacent to a bedroom. Dining room, corridor. So we're kind of cut off from the west wing here. I guess we'll go dining room. Boy, feels surprisingly bad to mess up the logic puzzle. All right, let's check the ground for coins. Not happening. Okay, so we have an exit north. Let's check this room. Corridor and hallway, I don't think I want to use. I don't really want to use spend the gem on the courtyard here. Hallway at least gets us another exit. All right, we'll go hallway for now. We'll check it for coins later. All right, man, yeah, we're getting blocked from the west wing here. We don't want the showroom. We're not going to spend any money on that. I guess we go den. I have one key. You know what? There could be keys in here. Who knows? Let's grab it. Yep, look at that. Paid off. All right. Let's see if we can't get a door heading west. and it's not happening. I guess we have to draft the classroom here if we're going to see more classrooms. And then there's like an apple on the table, right? I think that's the only thing we can get in here. I guess there could be a coin on the ground somewhere. Yeah, I don't see one. We're getting blocked off from the West Wing again. It's kind of... It's a bad feeling, but it happens a lot. So we can... No matter what we're going to need... Well, if I go spare bedroom, we have a chance. Screw it. This run seems crappy. Let's just go storeroom to pick up some goods and see if we can draft our way out from the other direction. All right, so we got to get from the hallway into the foundation to continue the run. Are we more likely to get across or a dog leg right? We're more likely to get an across, so we'll draft from here. Let's see. All right, so the run's over. Yep, run's over. Where am I likely to get coins? The boudoir, maybe? There's the safe, so we can open the safe and get into the gem, but that's not going to do much for us. Do I need the gem? I really don't. So the only thing left to do with this trash run is to buy something at the bookstore. We can just afford the 2 drafting books, which are obviously of less interest to me, but we don't have a choice. The run's over. No way to get to the foundation. Yeah, we're done. We've never seen the queen. Whoops. Actually, let me go back and check the boudoir. I didn't think to look. Is there a queen in here or any kind of chess piece? There's no chess piece in here. Right? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's buy the books and call it a day, I guess. All right, drafting strategy 4 and 5 have been added to the library, so we can read those and hope we get the bookshop again someday when we're rich. We don't have the planetarium, so there's no point in ending the day, calling it a day anywhere in particular. We have no exits. All right. Let's call it. I hate when this happens. I hate when I get completely blocked from an entire wing. Because south-facing doors are so bad. And RNG was just like, I want to go west. No. I want to go west. No. I want to go west. No. It's like, it's such a fucking irritation. It's an irritant. It's a vexation. How often the RNG just screws you over like that. It's really frustrating. I'm trying to just roll with it, to just accept that runs are trash when they're trash and just go with it. What's even worse is when I have a really good run and then RNG screws me at the end after I spent like an hour and a half trying to do what the game asks me to do, and the game just screws me. It's really frustrating. All right, 3rd run of the day of the stream. Let's see if anything gets better. I mean, at least we got the bookshop. So it's like you get little tiny dribs and drabs meta progression, but it constantly stops you from making any real progression. That's the thing that's so annoying. All right, enough complaining. Just play the game. All right, what are we drafting today? Shrine is pretty solid. Let's go Shrine. Okay, so we know 2 things of the Shrine. 5 coins got me what? I can't remember. We put 5 coins in and we got something with the green rooms. What was 5 coins? Blue Prince Shrine 5 coins. I want to avoid spoilers. All right, I'm gonna try to, let's see if I can just not look at anything except 5 coins. Does it say how many? Yeah, let's see. Gardener. I got Gardener before. I want to avoid looking at any of the rest of these. Gardener adds 8 courtyards to today's draft pool. Okay. So 5 coins. Gardener. 8 courtyards. Okay. 13 coins was monk. So I don't know if it requires 13 or if you can get this for like 10. But let's be cheap today. Let's start trying to understand exactly how the shrine works. Let's put 1 coin and see what blessing we get. Blessing of the Dancer. While drafting, you may pay gems to spin floor plans. That's actually incredible. That's going to let me get the exits I want where I want them. 1 coin. Dancer. Pay gems to spin floor plans. So I don't know. I'm assuming, I believe we figured out that it rotates clockwise by default. So I may still be in trouble if I don't have enough gems. But this means I can, yeah, all right. So gems are a huge priority today and for the next 3 days. Actually, if you combine this with the hovel, that could be kind of an amazing buff to just get anywhere you want to. I wonder if it's random or if it's a 90-degree clockwise rotation, how it works. We'll have to find out. All right, let's start drafting for the day. All right, so Parlor gets us gems given today's blessing. So how does this work? All right, we don't want to do it now. Yeah, let's get as many gems as we can. All right, let me try not to screw up the logic puzzle this time. We need gems a lot. So I kind of want to avoid spending gems on floor plans. I'd rather use them to spin today, I think, and get where I want to go. This might be, that blessing might be really strong. All right. The true boxes are both empty. So let's start by assuming that's true. That means this is empty. The false boxes are both true. I mean, that's a paradox, so it's obviously false. Okay. The gems are in the blue box. So the true boxes are both empty. If this is true, then the box is empty. This would have to be false. And this would have to be false. So true, false, false doesn't give us an idea where the gems are. The true boxes are both empty. So that has to be, I think this is false then. If this is false, that has to be false no matter what. Then this one has to be true. The gems are in the blue box. That's false. If that's false, then one of the true boxes must have something in it. Wait, this one's confusing. Doesn't this have to be false by its very nature? The false boxes are both true. If it's false, then it's not true. This has to be false, which means one of these has to be true. If this is true, then this can either be true or false. It has to be false. Wait, that's false. If this is true, This implies that there are two true boxes. So if it's false, false, true, that works, right? So if this is true, they're in the blue box. If this has to be false. If this has to be false as well. But if this is false, I suppose it's false because it's implying that there's more than one true box. True, false, false. You could take it to mean that one of the true boxes is not empty if this is false. Which would mean that there's something in here and in the blue box. Is that possible? If this is false and this is false, then this has to be true. What? This doesn't make sense. One of the rules... Only one box has a prize within. Yeah, the other two are always empty. So I think this has to be true because this has to be false. But if this is false, it implies that two boxes have a gem in it. So if this is true, then there are two true boxes and both are empty. That can't be true. Which means this one has to be true. The false boxes are both true? This one I don't understand. I don't understand how this one is meant to be played. The only way this makes sense to me is if this one's true and these two are false. But the false boxes are both false. That's easy. And then if this is false, the true boxes are both empty. I guess it's the implication that there's two boxes that's the false part. Like if you said the true box is empty, that would be true. But because it says boxes. So I think this is true, this is false, and this is false, which means the gems are in the blue box? This one's confusing. These are getting harder. Okay. That one was tough, for sure. Let's continue drafting. All right, so... Feels bad to use the hallway here. But it gets me to the east. If I rotate this... There's only one way for it to rotate where I still have an entrance, which is to push the exit east, right? Let me see if this works. This is going to cost me a gem, but we'll... Yeah, that worked. Okay. Expensive, but it worked. Let's see what our blessing for the day is. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers, and we get a key. Okay. Well, that means we definitely want to draft as many green rooms as we can. Let's head east and see about doing precisely that. It should check for a coin, and then we've already recorded the night in the observatory. Okay. What do we have here? The vault I can't afford. The drawing room we can get our gem back if we make it. And draft new floor plans, which lets us try to get green rooms. So yeah, okay, we'll go drawing room here. I did read this last time, right? I can't remember what this letter was. I'll never forget this stupid code, given how much anger it caused me to solve it. We'll take the gem. This was from Herbert to Mary. Yeah, we did read this. Okay. So let's use our drafting ability in this room to try and get some green rooms, because that's going to get us more gems. Nursery's not bad, but it costs a gem. Let's redraw, see if we can get a green room. No dice, huh? All right, I'll take the storeroom dead end. That's 2 gems. And a key. Oh, and something else. What the hell is this? I think this is an item I've never seen before. No, what is this? A large battery pack. Provides juice to battery-powered contraptions. I have no idea what that's for. Huh. Okay. Let's try to get a green room again. Hey, there we go. Greenhouse. More likely to draft green rooms. And we're probably... Wait, now this has the broken lever. So if we get a... this has the lever slot. So if we get the broken lever, we can come back here and open one of the doors to the antechamber. That's great. And we're likely to see some flowers in here to get our gem back. Let's take a look. We picked up the metal detector. Worth it. Greater chance of finding coins and keys. There's the slot for the lever. If I find it. There's my gem. Got that back. Some dirt that we can't use. Another gem. Special flower. We have the blessing today for that. Very nice. Okay. Solid pickup here. This, okay, I don't want to jinx it, but this run's shaping up to be decent now. Now I'm worried that I'm going to ruin it by saying that. All right, so we got to go all the way back to the entrance hall and start drafting our way west. Okay. All right, the rotation, we got 6 gems. The rotational ability is very strong. It's going to let us get wherever we want to go. Which means if I can find the lever, we can probably get into the antechamber today. Or if I can draft one of the other rooms, if I can draft the secret garden, which would necessitate finding the key, or if I can draft the Great Hall and find a way to open the correct door where the lever is hidden. So the foyer into the Great Hall would be a fantastic pickup. All right. You know what? This gets me 2 exits. And maybe I luck out and get either a room that needs power or a room that conducts power. I would love to see that too. I'm not going to worry too much about this. Do I want to spend the gem here? I think the 2 exits are nice. And yeah, it's maybe a little reckless to spend that gem, but... So... Yeah, you can't see the X out on the patio when the water's in here. So draining it shows you those symbols, but I don't know that there's any other value. Here's another gem and another gem. Fantastic. Dirt. We don't have the shovel, but that's okay. All right, so we'd love to draft a laboratory here or anything else that conducts or uses power. Let's see. Conservatory. Adjust the rarity of the floor plans in your house. Now that costs gems, but there should be some gems in here just for this being the conservatory, and it has a nice exit. I don't think it conducts power. It doesn't have a white outline here, but I think this is worth doing. The shovel's not a bad pickup either, but I think the conservatory is much rarer. So we'll go here. Yeah, the greenhouse does not conduct power, or rather the conservatory does not conduct power. We don't have the shovel. I see this before? Yep, okay. There could be... There we go. There's the gem flower, the special flower. Okay, like I said, this is turning into a pretty decent run. It's just a question of whether I can make it all the way to the end. Look around for... Is there any chess pieces in here? No. Right? Can't pick up those shears. Wait, there is a chess piece. Wait, did I already have this? Conservatory. I did have that. Okay. All right, let's see what we can draft and what we want to do with the drafting pool here. In the conservatory, you'll be able to permanently adjust the rarity and rates that determine how often certain floor plans are drawn. Okay. Bunk room as a dead end and furnace. Yeah, furnace I probably want to make as rare as possible. Bunk room has its uses, but it's another dead end. Nook isn't bad. I think the main thing is to get rid of the furnace. Okay, so it's already rare. I don't think I want to mess with that. Nook is currently commonplace. What about bunk room? I can't make it any more. I can make it rare. It's a dead end, so making it more rare seems good. Is there no drafting cost? I guess not. This is already rare. The Nook. Do I want this to be commonplace? Like, it doesn't feel right to go somewhere in the middle. Feels more like you either want to make it super rare or super common. I think I'm going to leave this alone. So we've made the bunk room rare. And that's probably fine. No drafting cost either. Okay, what exits do we have? We have 3 exits north to work with. I should try to get the like power conduction out of the aquarium here to start. We should see if we can make something happen here. All right, so hallway, chapel, and courtyard. None of these do anything for me, unfortunately. I guess we go courtyard here. There should be some gems inside. Now, I could rotate it. Do I want to rotate it? I don't think I need to. So we've got access to the west, to this area. I probably need to go back into the entrance hall here. Yeah, there's a flower. There's 2 flowers right there. I suppose there could be a shovel in here as well. All right, let's go in and pick up whatever we can get in here. Yeah, the blessing's really helpful. The blessing combined with the fact that we built the greenhouse means we're going to get lots of gems, which is really helpful given our blessing. So the aquarium power was wasted, but that's life. That's RNG. I think I do want to go back to the entrance hall here and try and make sure I have access to the foundation. Okay, so since we can rotate, I think picking up the claim ticket's actually a good call here to get the shovel. We have the battery pack and the metal detector. We can stick something back in here later. I think picking up the shovel is a good call. There's a lot of dirt at the moment. So we can get keys and coins and maybe more gems. And occasionally you get something even rarer than that. So there's dirt in the greenhouse. Where are we at? 47 steps. Yeah, I think I'm going to go dig up the dirt in the greenhouse. And the other green rooms. And then we have to start conserving our steps after that. Is there any dirt in there? No. Okay. Oh, we got a turnip. Nice. That's 6 steps back. That kind of pays for itself in coming here. Some coins. All right, that's it for the dirt in here. There's dirt here as well. Some coins. All right. And then we have dirt in the conservatory and the courtyard. So we have an exit from the courtyard that we want to go east to connect to the foundation. I think I'm going to step in here and dig. Okay, coins. Is that it? That's it. Okay. So this we want to go east. Here we want to go across. Or to reconnect to the courtyard, I guess. But we'd rather go across. Veranda. Greater chance of... Yeah, this is a good investment too here. We're drawing lots of green rooms. Anyway. And they already are going to have... There's a gem. There's a gem. That pays for itself. And we can dig. Some more coins. All right. What else? Another dig spot. Some more coins. Okay. All right, so we've got 2 exits north. This one we want to go east and head towards the foundation. This one we just want to go north. Let's see. Chapel's a very good pickup. Or, I'm sorry, Den is a very good pickup. It's got 2 exits. We need to get back into the courtyard to dig it up. But leaving it as a dead end might be okay here. You know what? How do I want to backtrack here? I think it makes more sense to go back through the aquarium here. Well, maybe not. Let's build the den. We'll pick up the goodie. The gem. And then... I want to go... Yeah, a cross is more likely than a dog leg. Let me build from this room instead. There we go. The corridor or the spare bedroom. Corridor is always unlocked. Let's save that for later. Let's go spare bedroom here. So we'll have to... Yeah, okay. We'll build that. Then we'll backtrack to get the dirt in the courtyard. All right. Where are my dig spots? There. Pebbles. That's not great. More coins. Okay, we're getting lots of coins. What are we at? 9 gems? That's pretty solid. Now we're starting to run a little low on steps, so I gotta be aware of that. I don't want to screw myself out of progress that way. Alright, we'll go across the spare bedroom here. No item in the room today. That's fine. Alright, so I don't know how this works. Since it's leading into the foundation, maybe it just opens on its own. I don't know how this would work. Because technically it should open into the foundation regardless, and then maybe it's just open if I build it like this onto a room that already exists. I'm kind of curious to see how this works. This is the only way I'm likely to get into the foundation, so like bedroom doesn't do it, mailroom doesn't do it. Mailroom's interesting, but not today. I think we're gonna gamble on this and see how it plays. Like, do I just... Like, does the foundation become a green room? No, it just doesn't draft a room there. Okay. All right, we can dig in here. There's a couple of dirts that are usually in here. There's one. Old shoe. All right. Only 1 dirt pile today, it looks like. Usually there's 2. Okay. Wait, there's the other one. Another turnip would be great. All right, we're starting to get a little low on steps. We don't have tools for that right now. So we'd probably want to build like the dining room. We do want to save. We want to get the antechamber open. So I either need to find. I either need to find the broken lever, or I need to find, what is it called, the secret garden key, and then build that room. Or I need the Great Hall and a bunch more keys than I have, or like a lockpick or something. We've got money, so building a shop wouldn't be the worst thing. I'm not saving for anything else right now. All right, let's head north to rank 8 and hope we pick up a what do I have? I have one exit from the den and one exit from here. So picking up Draxus wouldn't be bad either. Let's head north and hope we pick up the dining room. All right, so Chapel gets me 2 exits at the cost of a coin. We've got 24. This is an okay place to put the chapel, I think. This is an okay place to do it. There's the bishop. I already recorded that. No item in here this time. All right. Yeah, let's go across the way. That's locked. So if I find the secret garden key, this is a way to build it. Let's actually leave that locked for now and hope we pick up the key. All right, what do we have here? Steps from the guest bedroom, but then I have to backtrack to the den. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not too bad. We have one more exit here and then... All right, you know what? I will take this. Better to take it now and get it out of the pool, I think. We could do something like the hallway, and we could even rotate the hallway. I don't know how many times we'd have to rotate it to get it the right way, though, to get north and west. Is that worth doing? I don't think so. I think we need the steps. And it takes a dead end out of the pool. All right, what is this? The car keys? I don't need those. I could trade those at the item post, but I don't have the item post today. Anything else in here? No, that's it. Okay. So now we're going back to the den. Right? Yeah. We picked up a few steps from building the bedroom to help us out. Not enough, really. Because if we have to get back to the chapel. So this is a pretty important draw here. All right, patio is solid. We don't have... I suppose it's possible, but we'll get... Okay, so then this spreads more gems in the existing green rooms. So everything in rank 3 gets gems in it, but then we don't really have the steps to use it. But we also get the 2 exits and probably get more gems from it. Garage is a non-starter. Workshop can have the broken lever in it, and we might be able to combine this battery pack with something. Which of these is the better choice? This is kind of important. We get more gems here we don't really need. We get 2 exits. I think the chance of getting the lever and being able to use it in the greenhouse is worth seeing this. Yeah, let's see if we can get the broken lever here. There it is. Fantastic. Okay, so we have a way to open one of the doors to the antechamber. What we have a problem with right now is steps. So now we're on the lookout for steps. The kitchen to spend all this money would be a great pickup. Something like the salt shaker would be nice, or the sleeping mask, or the nursery. Our only spare exit is from the chapel, so we do have to be careful with exits. But we also need to get back to the greenhouse now. So the only way to the greenhouse is from the drawing room, observatory, parlor, entrance hall, aquarium, courtyard, spare room, den. So it's a lot of steps, but we can get back there and open this. But then, yeah, we really need steps here. Let's see if we can combine any of this. I've never seen the battery pack. Oh, battery pack plus shovel plus broken lever. What does this do? Jackhammer? The hell is the jackhammer? This takes away the broken lever that I would need to get in. What does this do? Maybe this can open any door to the antechamber? I don't know what this does. Oh, you know what? I bet this is I bet you use this on the patio. Okay, so what do I want to do here? Do I want to save the broken lever to get into the antechamber? Or do I want to see what the hell this jackhammer thing does? I'd have to draft the patio to see this. You know what? I'm very curious about this. Plus, I think I have the code check, so I can see it again. This is a risk. I don't know I have the steps to use the greenhouse anyway. And we could always get another way in if we get the Great Hall or the Secret Garden. This is giving up on Route 46 for today to see what this thing does. We're likely to see the patio, though, because of our blessings. All right, let's try it. What does this do? I guess I will find out. More effective than the shovel at excavation, digs deeper and finds better items. Okay. So we want to end the day by putting this back in the code check, I guess. And I've already burned through all my digs, but I wonder if we get the patio, if I can dig it up. Let me take a quick look. Where's the aquarium stuff? I want to sort this by date. Ascending. Okay. So the aquarium pictures should all be together now. Yeah. Here we go. So the archive, the patio, those are the only ones that are marked. If we can get into either of those, this jackhammer might do something. I don't know. I don't know if that was the right call. The deal with the lever in particular, giving it up worries me a little bit, but let's see. Let's see what happens. All right. Do we want to build the utility closet here? I have to go all the way back to the chapel with only one exit. The pool, we have lots of gems. The pool might be a better play here. Getting the locker room might help us out with keys if we get the Great Hall. I don't need the pump room or the sauna, but I can't afford this for the exits. Then again, we don't have the relay, not the relay, the key card. So turning off keycard doors as we get into the north half could be important. I think right now the exits are more important. So, yeah, I think we have to go pool here. If we drain the pool, there's like 20 gold in here too. Which then we'd have to drain it, pick up the gold, spend it, and then re-drain the fountain, but would be arduous, but we could do it. All right, let's see about this room. So I don't like losing the steps, but I love having 2 exits here. All right. We'll go gymnasium. Really need some kind of food system now. Do I want to use a key here? I don't think so, because the best it could be is a dead end. Commissary. Should have food in it. I could rotate this. Study is a dead end, but lets me redraw floor plans. Pantry has a little bit of food in it. All right, so I think commissary or pantry. Either way, we're going to have to rotate. So pantry has a little tiny bit of food and more coins, which I don't really need. Commissary is not guaranteed to have any food in it, but we have lots of money. So there could be something good in here. Let's see what we have for sale. All right. I don't need the magnifying glass. Don't need the sledgehammer. Sleeping mask and running shoes are both worth buying. For steps. Running shoes saves us. Sleeping mask, we get some steps for building bedrooms. This could be... Do I want to spend this? No, I'd rather save it for food later. Oh. More coins. Okay. So we want to get, yeah. We want to get the patio built, which means either getting over here or there's ways probably to build it from the pool. We'd have to pass through the gymnasium to do it. Let's see what we can build here. Boiler room is a power source. That's something else we've been trying to do, is to build the lab with a power source. Gets me 2 exits. I don't think I want the solarium. This would have gems in it, which I'm starting to run low. But if I can go east from the boiler room and build like the patio, we'll get some gems that way and maybe use the jackhammer to dig up whatever that is. We need food too. All right, let's go boiler room here. Now, once again, I need to power it on before we go anywhere. So that's just, I flip this switch, right? And then I can power it on. Okay. Now, I want to start by going east. Okay. I want to flip this back now. Okay, fortunately all the work to get this running stays in place. All right, east we go. All right. Rumpus Room gets us more money. And we could have our fortune told again. Costs us a gem, but does get us across. Passageway is very strong, but costs us 2 gems. We don't have the secret garden key, so without that, yeah, this could cost us keys to use as well, which is problematic. I don't need anything else in the commissary. We haven't built the kitchen or the dining room, so food is a problem. We have the sleeping mask, so a bedroom will help us out a little bit. Dark room I don't particularly like, because I can't see what I'm doing. Passageway conducts power. Dark room conducts power as well. I think... I like this. I like the passageway here. I don't like spending the gems. We could trip this, backtrack, and try to build, maybe luck into building the breaker room somewhere over here. I think that's worth trying. We've tripped it. Okay. Spent two steps tripping that. But now let's see if we can get the breaker room built. All right. Pantry is not great. I don't like weight room. None of these conduct power. All right. Archives permanently removes my vision. I hate that. I don't want to give up 12 steps here. Pantry ends up as a dead end. We could get like 1 or 2 steps out of going in here, and then we have to go back to the pool to draft our way out of this. I'm not building either of these. We could rotate for a gem here, and then it would be heading north. Is that worth a gem? Given our step situation, I think it is. All right, we'll go into the pantry, pick up some more money, and the orange, which is nice. That's 5 steps. Okay, we've got another exit here, 2 exits from the dark room. I don't want to backtrack to the pool, especially because we'd have to cross the gymnasium. But if we have to, we have to. All right, I think this is worth a key. Library, planetarium, kitchen. I think we gotta go kitchen here. And buy as much food as we can. Okay, what do we have? We don't have a boiler room, so even if we get the dining room built, it's only 20 steps. +5 for every green room in your house. Chef salad it is. Wow, that was an amazing piece of luck right there. So club sandwich, 15 for 8. Less than 2 steps per. We don't have the salt shaker, so... Let's see. If I spend all my coins on bananas, I eat 4 bananas and get 12 steps. Or I get 15 for this one. All right. All right, so now we're set. Now we're set with steps for a good long while. That was a nice pickup. So we don't need to worry about the dining room or anything like that. So do I go back through the gymnasium? This was locked. We could get into the pool. Maybe build the patio out here. Or we... Yeah, we don't want to go through the dark room until we have to. Because we can't see what we're drafting in there. So I think we go back to the pool and hope we get the breaker box somewhere. So pantry, boiler room, commissary. Across the gymnasium to the pool. All right. This could be locked. I didn't check. It is. I think we have to use this key, unfortunately. There's the patio. All right. So this becomes a dead end, unfortunately. But the sauna's a dead end anyway. And so is the Nook. So at least here we can maybe use this jackhammer. Plus it'll spread a bunch of gems around in the earlier green rooms if we want to backtrack with our new steps and pick those up. Which might be worth doing, honestly. Alright, so we've got the jackhammer. That's the silver key. That's a nice pickup. How about the secret garden key, though? 2 ivory dice. Okay, jackhammer worth. There's a gem for free. A key, a gem, an apple. And then this X here. Here we go. A long-buried file cabinet key. Likely opens up a drawer somewhere on the estate. That's the archives. That's got to be the archives. Right? Okay, now I want the archives. Even though it's going to, like, mess me up, now I kind of want it. To see what's... And we know where to use it, too. Okay. We're learning stuff. We're learning stuff. Do I want to backtrack through the estate to pick up... I can do a straight shot down to the veranda and the conservatory to find gems, and I can make a quick trip into the courtyard. We can get more gems. They should have been spread. I don't think I go to the greenhouse, but I can do these 3. We've got exits at the kitchen and the dark room, and the gymnasium for a key. I would love to get the breaker room before we build in the dark room, if at all possible. I think we go pick up the gems to help us out. It's turning into a decent run. This has been a decent run. I just don't know if we're going to get anything else out of it. Look at that, a key on the ground. Thank you, metal detector. I didn't know those could be on the ground. There's my gem from spreading. Should be another one in here. Somewhere. Right there. Okay, and then should be one in the courtyard as well. Somewhere. There. Okay, 3 more gems. Nice. So where are we going first? I've got 2 keys. I can afford to burn one on the gymnasium for a dead end here. It's unlikely we get the breaker box. I don't know. Maybe I should save it for the kitchen or the dark room. Drafting in the dark is so frustrating, though. I have to cross the gym anyway, right? There's no other way into this section, so I have to cross the gym. I might as well burn that key in the steps to see if it's worth going in. Yeah, we've got 56 steps. We're okay for steps. There's nothing else I can make here, right? We do have the sleeping mask, so if I can draft a bedroom, we'll get a little bit more help that way, stepwise, if we need it. Yeah, all right. Let's burn this key. I think it's worth it. Urania, the run's going pretty well, actually. We've got some new stuff. We got the file cabinet key. We got the jackhammer and dug up the patio. So yeah, things are going okay. All right, so these are not the rooms I want. I want the breaker room. Is it worth spending these dice now? I don't think I want the study. I don't think I want the hallway. I don't want the rumpus room. This is like giving me 6 dice, but I need to save my gems. Like if I had 12 gems or something, I might build this study. I have 2 dice. I'd really like to get my hands on. You know what? Okay, we'll go study here. There might be something I've missed in here too. Let me take a look around. That is the queen. I don't think we've seen the queen before. Yeah, queen in the study. All right, so now we know at least one place where these things appear. Oh, and we've got another safe. I forgot we had a safe in here. All right, there's a key that pays us for coming in here. So there should be a clue in this room about the date. And this is obviously, this is the thing, right? This is in the exact same place, D8. This is the only place we've seen that queen. Yeah, this I don't understand. D8. This isn't, this, I'm pretty sure that's exactly where it was last time. There should be a clue in this room to how to get the date to open this safe. There should be. If we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. That's our clue. So we need to figure out what is it. Where's their date? Where's there anything about a date? Thursday? Thursday was like, he died Wednesday morning, so Thursday was the 6th. Could be November 6th. There should be some sort of clue in this room. There's blueprints everywhere. 44 letters in the message. Nothing behind there. All right, we'll try Thursday, like 11:06. That doesn't work. The first day we arrived, 11:07. Maybe I have the wrong date for Thursday. No, that doesn't work. So there should be, all right, maybe it's the queen. The queen, yeah, the queen is right there by the safe. So D8, like January, February, March, April, maybe April 8th, 0408. No. I think the queen is the hint here. What would D be? Maybe December? December 8th? What, like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. December's the only one that starts with a D. So December 8th, maybe? 12/8? Hey, okay, all right. That one makes sense. That's an actual clue. Thank you, game. Finally. An actual clue that actually helps you solve the puzzle instead of getting you 3/4 of the way there and then saying, guess what we were thinking for the rest. All right. There's another red envelope uncovered. Let's go ahead and start reading message number 2. December 8th. M. Be prepared for our plans to be set in motion in a month or 2. It's all lining up, and all of our hard work is about to come to fruition. I've just learned that several members of the museum's guard are sympathetic to our cause. We suspect 2 more to be pure opportunists whose loyalty extends only to their coin purse. Your uncle has already agreed to let us use Mount Holly's flexible floor plan for a trial run, assuming the red print we have secured of the museum's closed exhibit is in fact accurate and up to date. We should begin these trials without delay once you arrive. If you can, within the next 2 months, fabricate some fiction that might alleviate us of the presence of the servant staff. Until we meet on the shore of White Sands, Caleb. Closed exhibit. The doors in this room are security locked. You found a secret floor plan. Would you like to permanently add closed exhibit to your drafting pool? Yes, I would. Okay. That's pretty decent. Okay, so we got 2 dice and 7 gems, so we can redraft stuff. All right. So our best bet is to go to the kitchen and try and draft the breaker room here, I think. I think that's our best bet for using the dark room to do stuff with the rest of the run. So we're going to try that. We're going to try and get the breaker room here. What do I have? I have 2 keys. I've got 1 coin. I don't need any of that. I don't have money for it anyway. All right, left pantry. Into the kitchen. All right. Let's see if we can draft the breaker room. Okay. We're going to use our dice first, because gems are more valuable. Let's go again. Yeah, none of this works. We'll try spending gems now. You know, the locksmith might be worth building. If I could get the secret garden key, that would be fantastic. Drafting studio is not bad either. New floor plan added to the... Okay. I guess we gotta go this way. That lets us out of the need to... Well... Both of these are interesting. We are more likely... Over here. We do have... what is it? The greenhouse. We're more likely to draw a green room. So if I get over here... The locksmith might get me in. But then this is a dead end. We do have 2 ways out of the dark room, but I'd be drafting in the dark, which would be extremely risky. I could rotate this and head north. It does get me another key as a last resort. And I could just go try my luck at the dark room. Building a dead end here feels really bad. It puts me at the mercy of the dark room, which I've not had a lot of luck with before. Rotating the nook to go north could work. Locksmith might get me the secret garden key, but then again, I'm like at the mercy of the dark room, which has never been my friend. Drafting studio gets me permanent progression, so like, assume I'm gonna fail this run as I've failed many times before. This at least gets me something new that carries over across runs. I think I go drafting studio here. Let's see, here is the drafting plans for Friday, December 4th. So we can see which doors actually go somewhere. But I would want to open all of them anyway, because one of them has a lever in it. Is there anything else in this room besides the drafting table? There's this, right? We've seen this. This is the 8 small gates. So something about this matters. Is there... There's nothing else in here? We've read that. That feels like it's the 8 small gates. I still don't understand how that is like, how that clue means something. If we count 8 small gates, oh, there's a black pawn here in the drafting studio. Did I record that? Black pawn, drafting studio. Okay. Like, this feels like it should be somehow related to a safe. But there's no safe in this room. Here in the drafting studio. Or if there is, it's hidden away and I can't find it. I don't see a place where, like... Is there, like, part of a wall or something where there could be... There's the exit door, but that's it. There's no safe in here. So what is the deal with the 8 small gates? Like, why am I counting these? 1, 3, 6... And then these 2 make... or 3, 6, and 2 makes 8. If we count 8 small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. So, like, is Saturday, November 7th the date for something? But there's no safe in this room. All right, I don't know what to make of that. Let's see what we can pick. The kennel. Each time you dig in a room, unlock all doors in that room. That's pretty good. Dormitory. Each time you enter a dormitory after drafting a room, after drafting a drafting room, gain 10 steps. Classroom, while drafting the classroom. The only way to see classroom at the moment is to put the old school in the outer room. I don't know what this does. So this is a dog leg left. It's not bad. This is a cross, which is good. And then having built it, getting free unlocks for things we want to do anyway is okay. This is another step thing. It is a dead end, but you know what? Dormitory, college, maybe there's some interesting information here. I'm leaning towards dormitory or kennel. I mean, the days when we have a shovel and the rooms that have dirt in them are limited. So this is like limited, but then this is kind of limited too. You have to build it. And then if you have some drawing rooms, it helps you out with steps. But there might be information in here. I'm going to go dormitory here. Okay. Dormitory got permanently added. So... right now, our only exits are from here and the dark room. Drafting in the dark room is bad news. Let's see what we get here. Lavatory, solarium, ballroom. Yikes. This does go across, but it would eat my gems to use it. I'd kind of have to go back to the ballroom or the dark room here. Yeah, this is probably for the best. We give ourselves 1 exit here, and then I go roll the dice in the dark room. I can afford to spend up to 2 gems and then come back and get 2 more. I think we go ballroom here. And then we'll go to the dark room now and see what we get. So I don't even need the breaker room anymore because it won't help us with the dark room. We don't have security either. So we're just rolling the dice here to see what we get. Sure, we'll spend the gem. What is this going to be? The lab? Okay. Well, it's not. Is it powered? Wait, where is the power coming from? How is this powered? Wait, what? Commissary? Boiler room? Does the commissary conduct power? The boiler room is on. No, the dark room conducts power. The dark room conducts power. Wait, did I turn it this way? I did, didn't I? Holy crap. No, I turned it left, I think. Well, maybe the... Okay, I don't know what to make of that. But we know what to do here. Push 3 up after 9. Okay. Okay, okay. What are you doing? Drafting in the dark finally paid off. What is this? Something else opened up. The Black Bridge Grotto has been powered and permanently unlocked. Each day you may access one offline terminal from the network. Okay. Hey, it's permanent. That's nice. You can access one offline terminal from the network. Well, all right. Nice pickup. Something new happened. Permanent progress. All right, so this run worked out pretty well, even if I don't get into the antechamber. Huh. Complete thaw. Still don't know what to make of that. All right. Okay. We'll have to go check out that grotto soonish. For now, let's set up an experiment, shall we? All right, what do we want today? Permanently add 1 gold to your allowance? Yes. Or get more dice right now? Gain a star? Whenever you draft a shop room. I think permanent changes, so either the gold or the star. I think the gold is better. And then what am I more likely to do here? I don't have the electronic key card. We don't have the security room or the breaker room. So we're unlikely to unlock or bypass the security door. We're unlikely to find any more apples today. So I guess my best bet is to draft a shop room. I guess. It's probably not gonna... I'm probably not gonna make that happen, but we'll see. All right. So right now, my only exit to continue the run is from the ballroom. I have 1 key, 1 gem, and 1 coin. It's not a lot to work with. Oh, that's not true. I have an exit from the chapel. I do have an exit from the chapel. I think that's where I go next. We leave that for something else, and we try to make our way up here. Now, I never got the key I wanted. I never got the key to the secret garden, so building it seems unlikely. I guess if I found the key to the secret garden in one of these rooms, I could then build it from the ballroom, assuming that that room is locked, which I don't know if it is or not. But I think we go back to the chapel here. So we go dark room, boiler room, commissary, gymnasium, pool, workshop, den, spare bedroom, secret passage, foundation, chapel. That's going to eat up a lot of steps to do. But that's the only way to get there. Otherwise, I have to go to the ballroom and give up pretty much on these 3. Yeah, going through the gymnasium sucks. All right, let me start by going to the pool. So I go dark room, boiler room, commissary, gymnasium. So you can draft not in the dark room. If you trip the fuse in the dark room and then go into the breaker room and turn the power back on, then the lights come on in the dark room and they stay there, and you don't have to pay the penalty. Okay, from here, we go den, bedroom, passage, foundation. Okay. And then up into the chapel. There's my last coin gone. But now we can do this. I think I use my special key here. Room with many doors. The doors in this room are security locked. As much as I would love to build this, I don't have the security key. I don't have the security. So this would be completely. This would basically end the run. I mean, I could guess I could go back to the ballroom. We could get some information out of this from building it for the first time. But this will come up again. We're not likely to build any more spreading rooms, although having access to whatever we built in here would be good. There'll be nothing in here now. These are basically the same. But we're more likely to see, I think, the East Wing Hall than the conference room, because it can only be built here. Let's go conference room for now. Oh, there is something in here. Hold on, what? I heard you beep. What is it? What is that, the vault key? The deposit box key. Yeah, okay. Well, if I get the chance to build the vault, I guess we have to do it now. All right, this is our last key. Corridor, always unlocked. Let's do it. What do we have? Dining room? I don't need the meals. I need the exit, though. Sauna and nursery are both no-goes. Dining room it is. Okay. So the question is this door unlocked? Oh, there's the salt shaker. Late. It's locked. So I think the run's over. I didn't actually check if the ballroom door was locked, but it almost certainly is. So, okay. I would like to put the jackhammer in the coat check. I'd kind of like to put the file cabinet key and the vault key in the coat check as well, but I can only put one item. Jackhammer's harder to come by than these guys. We can luck into these again, but getting all three of these items seems next to impossible. We already did a lot of good this run. I don't see another way to get a key. So we have 30 steps. Can I get to the ballroom and do anything meaningful and still return to the coat check? Let's see. So I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 steps to get here. Now I have the running shoes, so some of that might be saved. But if I do that, I don't think I can get back to the coat check by the end of the day, unless we build this and get dinner. So would I rather save one of these three items in the coat check? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yeah, there's no way to get back to the coat check unless we get dinner. And I don't even know if this room is locked. And if it's locked, it's a total dead end. I don't think it's worth trying to build one more room. I think I just accept that the run is over and use the coat check. We made enough progress today. I can also pass through the workshop and see if I can combine any of the rest of this stuff. So I think we accept that the run is over because I don't have a key here. And I can't get all the way back to the ballroom and still have time to get to the coat check. So I think we just accept that the run is over here. All right, so I'm going Chapel Foundation, Den, Veranda, Conservatory. Yeah, okay. It's a long path. I don't want to make a mistake. I think I want to go to the coat check. We'll pass through the workshop on the way. So corridor, conference room, chapel. That's how we start. It's too bad this door was locked. If this door was unlocked, I could maybe get to rank 8 and then eat dinner and have more steps. Yeah, that's unfortunate. All right, from here, I'm going foundation, passage, bedroom, den, up into the workshop to check. Okay. We should have time to go check out the grotto, though. All right, out of curiosity. Okay, running shoes don't combine with anything. Neither does metal detector. Yeah, none of this combines with anything. That's too bad. Okay. I mean, it was still a good run. We got a lot done. In terms of what to stick in here, I think it's got to be the jackhammer. This was the broken lever, the battery pack, and the shovel. And, like, I've seen the vault key twice. I've only seen the file key cabinet once. But I feel like it's more likely that I find these again than that I find all 3 of these pieces. And it's very valuable. It digs up dirt much better. It gets you better items. So I lost the pick thing by not getting it back into the coat check at the end of the day. I don't need the car keys. Yeah. I would love to be able to check all 3 of these, but we can only check one. I think I'm going to check the jackhammer. Okay. Yeah, we already have an item checked here. Jackhammer's going. All right, jackhammer's checked. So that's the run, except we're going to go check out the grotto now. Since we cracked it open. I think it's over here. No. Is it down here somewhere? It might be down here. Because we turned the power on, and then... Was it this? No, it wasn't that opened up. Did this thing turn on? No, this is still super dark. Where was the... I guess I should look for the power lines. It must be over near the camp then. Yeah, it's got to be over on the east side of the mansion. Yeah, there's the power line, so we can actually just follow those. Okay. Whoa. One 100. So that's 1 and what, 4 in binary? Oh, that's interesting. There's like a vault here. It says 1 thing's lit up. What is this? You found a small data microchip. Looks like it might be able to be plugged in somewhere. What? Okay. Huh. Microchips. So assuming if I take this, then that turns off. Yeah, okay. Not sure what to make of that. Let's see what this does. Blackbridge. Blackbridge Network Administrator Controls. Admin key. What? Is this Swan Song again? Admin not found. Admin key. Well, we had a 1 and a 4 in binary over there. Admin not found. Babbage. Anne? Maybe A. Babbage? No. Herbie? H.S. Sinclair? Maybe just Sinclair? Alright, so we got access to this, but we don't know how to use it. Push 9 up after 3? No, push 3 up after 9? Simon? Admin not found. So they give this to me. Access one offline terminal from the network. They give this to me, but I can't use it? Where am I supposed to get the admin from? It's set. Okay. What else? Who else could be the admin? Nogula? He's the groundskeeper. Marigold? Marion? Hartley? Admin not found. What about just admin? Admin not found. Black Bridge. Is there anything in the name of the Black Bridge? D8? 1 space 100? Admin not found. Well, that's disappointing to have access to this and then not be able to use it. I don't even know what... Who would be the admin? We had some messages here. Yeah, that's not what this is about. McGuire, McKinley, McDougal. Ann Babbage. That's not helpful. All right. Mysteries upon mysteries. Everything piles up. Nothing's ever really answered. It's just more questions. I don't know. How would you... Who would be the admin? What else can I do with this microchip? Like... There's a lot going on that I don't understand. We still haven't gotten to room 46 either. Which is like... Both... Supposedly both the end goal of the game and also where the game finally stops... Finally opens up, according to what I've read. People are like, room 46 is just the start. I don't know about this. So it's definitely cool looking, but we can't do anything with it because we don't have an admin key. Where we would pick that up, I have no idea. I haven't seen anything that even hints at that. Maybe it's in that closed exhibit or something. All right, so we're gonna have the Blessing of the Dancer for a couple more days, which is fine. I guess that's it for the run. We put the jackhammer back in the coat check. We can't get to the ballroom on 17 steps, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4. I guess we could get to the ballroom. I guess we could try. It's probably locked. But let's do everything we can. Let's use every resource at our disposal before we give up and call it a day. For some reason, oh, I must have been the running shoes saved me. So I want to go all the way to the pool, then across the gym. And then from here, left. Okay. Yeah, we're cutting it close, but the running shoes got us that little bit of extra power. We can go in here. We'll get our 2 gems. Yeah, nothing else going on in here. So we still have 3 steps left. All right, let's see. Is it locked? It's not. All right, so what do we want to build? I guess bedroom. Terrace buys us nothing. Solarium buys us nothing. So we'll go bedroom here. Get 2 steps for entering. Plus the shoes kicked in there. And then presumably this door's locked now. Yeah, that's the end of the run. Okay. So some progress made, more questions popped up. Still haven't gotten into the antechamber again since that very first time. The shrine blessing, pretty nice. Should help us out tomorrow. But that's going to be it for today, and that's going to be it for the stream. Urania, thank you so much for stopping by. To anybody else lurking in the chat right now or watching the VOD in the future, thanks to you as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like I was able to maintain my composure better today. Just accept that days 26 and 27 were trash. Move on to 28. And then swallow my disappointment at not being able to get into the antechamber again, because at least we got some new stuff. We'll be back tomorrow with more blueprints. I'm just gonna keep going until I can't take it anymore. Hopefully we get to the end of the game, at least see the credits roll. But regardless, thank you guys so much for joining. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.